here for folks like us. Wrong city, wrong people.
Alright, welcome back to the channel everybody, ASAP Grim here, and this is the continuation of my playthrough of my Shadow Priest. And TBC anniversary, and we're in a little short, I guess, mini-series. Excuse me, mini video set within the overall series, where I'm doing the Karazhan attunement. So, let's hit / attune. In the last video, we had gone to see the mage in Dalaran, and we came back here to Shatrath and talked to Khadgar, who has asked us to go and get the first key fragment. So we need to go into Shadow Labs and defeat Murmur. We also, for the second, I think the second key fragment is in the Steam Vaults. Yeah, second key fragment. Now the third key fragment is going to require me to have an elite, not an elite, a level 70 flying mount. So we can't do that yet. I'm about halfway through level 69, so we actually physically can't do that yet. But we will sign up, excuse me. I was able to feel a cough coming on there. I am still getting over this sickness. I'm like, it's just kind of lagging on. I'm on the tail end of it. It's hardly even bothering me now, but it's not gone completely away either. So I'm waiting for that. But here we go. We're going to open this up. DPS, Dungeons, Shadow Labyrinth, and Steam Vault. List self. Okay. Now, in the meantime, kill Spellreaver, Marathel, loot her for her Oculus. This, we gotta go back up to the, what is it the Netherlands? It's, I forget what it's called. Netherlands isn't right. Oh, by the way, yesterday I was talking about how I was excited to play Wrath of the Lich King because I consistently see that mentioned as WoW's best expansion or the best version of WoW in its entire history. Nether Storm. But that there was another expansion that competed pretty strongly with it, and I couldn't remember what it was called, and for some reason I had Dark and Iron and Orcs in mind, and I think that's because I had it mentally tied to stuff with BRD and in that zone. That's not the Blasted Lands, I forget what that's called. Let's see here. The Searing Gorge. And later on, I was looking at some videos about retail WoW, actually, because I'm just always kind of lightly interested in that, but I've never gotten very far in it. And I found the name of it. It is called The Legion. So I don't know why I had Dark and Iron, you know, so Dark Iron and Orcs in mind, but I assume they are somehow thematically tied in with the Legion. But maybe I'm completely wrong. I mean, I could be, you know. But anyway, that is the one that I was thinking of. And then a few people say TBC is their favorite. I have some guildies that feel that way in my Horde guild. I raid with the Horde tonight, actually. Coffin Floppers. That's where my main Trump mugshot is. We're going to be doing Karazhan. I should probably record that if I'm thinking about it. Because I've never recorded Trump in an actual raid. I'm not the best. I'm not, but as a hunter, I'm up in the top 5 pretty consistently. You can do that and still be bad at your class as a hunter, and that's one of the reasons hunter was a good pick for me. I don't know if I would call myself bad. I don't think so. I don't think I'm bad, but I might be very mediocre. That's a possibility. I try hard, but there could be things about that rotation I'm not really understanding right, but I do put forth my best effort. I do tend to get out of my rotation as the pressure goes up, and that's one of the differences between good ones and bad ones. I figure that'll come with experience. Okay, well, we were in a group, but it looked like Christian Mag was the most indecisive group leader ever and didn't know what they wanted to do. And that gave off the wrong vibes. Our tank bailed and then he bailed. I don't know what that was about, man. I don't know, but that was a bit of a disaster. I'm glad we didn't head off in that direction. I would have been a little bit upset. Alright, let's get off to our questing area and see what we get invited for next. $1,100 meters away, or yards, I should say. 1,100 yards. That is a ways out. Do I cross this bridge? I don't think so. Can I sneak by this guy? Or am I gonna get poleaxed? I thought that was nether rock, but then I saw a second one, so it's not nether rock. No, get away. Sorry, I had to mute mic and cough again. I think maybe that's what it is that this sickness might be moving through phases. It's very, very mild now, but I think the phase that I'm in now that kind of started yesterday is, remember, this was an upper respiratory kind of congestion sort of based sickness, and I think all of that stuff is starting to break up, and my coughs are becoming productive. So it's my body kicking all this stuff out. And that's a phase I got to go through as well, so we'll see how long it lasts. I just got an invite to SL. I think I've worked with this guy before. You know, I get a number of invites from people that I've worked with before, so I must be doing okay. I think people are adding me to their friends list or something. I don't know that. You know, I don't have any indication. I'm almost positive I've worked with this warrior before. That name just sounds really familiar. But I know a shaman added me as a friend and said that he'd love to work with me in the future, and he's invited me again, I think a couple times. So that's not necessarily the case here. Bradley Fury may not even remember me at all. This could just be coincidental because there tends to be a core group of people that really believe in running dungeons. So you're gonna run into the same people quite a bit, I would think. Let's see, not her. Okay, Marinella, or whatever her name is. Marathel is not alive right now. And David Bowie. That's good, man. That's pretty good. Evidently, he couldn't take it just as is. He had to spell David differently, but that's whoever originally came up with that idea. Man, there are so many people that have come up with names that play into their class that are just super, super creative and witty. Everybody remembers Oprah Windfury. You know, that's probably the most famous one out there. But there's a bunch of them. The amount of shamans I see with the word totem worked into their name, it's ridiculous. And oh, she's out there somewhere. Here she is. Can I get to her? All right. Oh, I live. Time to get out of here. We got our target. Boy, if that hunter was looking for her, he could have had her. Well, we're really lucky that he didn't need her. Or didn't see her. Where's Nadi at? Nadi is and Hellfire. Okay, that's pretty close. I was just checking with Bradley if he would be willing to do the Kara quest after Murmur. I figured he would. It's super easy, but it's always good to give people a heads up, you know, not ask them right in the moment, I think. And so he's cool with it. I gotta relay everything to you that's in chat since I don't really... I block all that. For the, out of consideration for my guildies. Okay, it looks like I need to get a torch, actually. Do you carry a torch? You do not. I think maybe this elf in here does, though. Okay, I have a torch in my bags now. What is this? Okay. And I can set this tent on fire. It doesn't look like it really worked. Maybe I have to be on the outside to do it. Huh. I don't see a way to get up top. There's no stairs in here. Even though it looks like it's clearly designed to be a place for people to observe from, but there's no stairs. Okay, well, we're gonna follow the compass then. Someone was just asking me if I was here for the quest mob. Let me see if I can give him a buff. Okay. Here we go. I'm so sorry, but believe me, you want my mic muted for what I got going on. Some of what I got going on. Alright, well here we are in Shadow Labs. And we want buffs. Okay, we got a stack of water from the mage. If I ever make a mage, I'm going to try and make it a personal rule that I don't enter a dungeon unless I have water made already for everybody. I mean, that's such an important... It just helps people so much. You know it's always going to be demanded. And I'm not trying to crap on mages that don't do it. I'm just saying that's going to be one of my personal standards. I think that's something I'd like to aim for. so far so good. It's running smooth. You can always thank tank and heals for that. Mostly tank. Tank really decides pace. But a healer has to be able to keep up with that pace. So I can already tell there's something I'm not doing that I'm trying to make standard for me, and that's keep an eye on the tank's health and make sure I don't have to break out a shadow form and throw, especially for an off-heal spell. This Prayer of Mending spell is amazing. It's super easy to cast, it's fast. I mean, it's instant, you know, and it bounces around and heals a bunch of people. But part of the reason I haven't done that is because the druid has he must be doing such a good job that subconsciously I've felt very comfortable. Like the fights are going quick, we're downing things, so it never felt like the tank was in trouble to me, you know, so it didn't trigger any concern on my part. So that's a hat tip to the druid. So Bradley wants I accidentally ate one of my pods. Bradley wants us to target Shadow Priest first, Acolyte second, and then everything else. Okay. Ritualist. They're all ritualists. I assume these are the same. I gotta say, Bradley's one of the better warrior tanks that I've seen. He, a lot of times, I know this from Trump Mugshot because it's one of my responsibilities to put down Frost Trap and to misdirect to help a warrior corral threat. That's one of the things it's harder for them to do than it is paladins. But Bradley seems to do a doggone good job, and he silences people and smashes them, you know, shield bashes them.
Finally, something to relieve the tedium.
Kind of looks like our hunter is AFK. Okay, we discussed it, and we decided that we would kick the hunter because I'm actually the one that kind of made the case, and Bradley agreed. What I said was, look, I'm all for allowing for emergencies, but Let's see this way. Okay. But he's been gone long enough to where it actually shows him as AFK. And hold on, I'm sorry. I'm trying to watch what's going on here. We had a warlock, but the warlock wants the back piece, which probably drops off that first boss. So they're out. Anyway, what I was saying is I'm all for giving people time for emergencies and stuff like that, but this guy had been gone long enough that he actually showed up as AFK. The blizzard timer kicked in and it flagged him as AFK, and he missed an entire boss fight. Like, under those circumstances, my thought is dude probably had something real world that he had to attend to. I mean, who knows, maybe his kid was having an emergency, or somebody was knocking on the door, a stranger that doesn't belong there, and he needed to go find out what the heck's going on and protect the family, you know. I'm not thinking anything bad about the guy. I'm just saying stuff happens, man. And so we went ahead and removed him from group. To try and replace, looks like Bradley is really trying to get a warlock. Okay, we should be on the move again. Back to smooth operation. He resisted. Man, I sure am going through the mana.
be sorry! Time for fun! Time for fun!
I topped the DPS meters on that one. 537 I think I was at. That was pretty awesome.
I'll make an offering of your blood! Come to my aid! Heed your master now!
We're getting, we're getting pretty close to our overall objective. We just gotta drop Murmur and then hit the Kara boss right after that.
Run. Run. Run.
There we go. Ooh, Sonic Spear. That'd be really good for a hunter. It's too bad that hunter didn't make it. Alright, did I get that pattern? No, somebody else needed on the pattern also. I got the Sonic Spear. That's funny. I have a hunter that never dropped for. Let's see if we can get a port. Alright. Looks like we can turn this in right away. And that'll do it for today's episode. That was a while. Took us an hour and a half. Had a little bit of snafu at the beginning with the hunter going AFK. We had to 3-man one of the harder bosses in the dungeon grind. But we were able to do it. I just got invited to a Black Morass, which I'm gonna do. But we're gonna wrap this episode up, so let's look at a tune. We need to basically go into... We need to go into the Steam Vaults in the next episode so that we can get the second key fragment. And then we'll have to hit level 70 and get a flying mount so that we can do the Arcatraz. But we're getting relatively close. It's actually shorter than what it looks like. A lot of these things are pretty quick. But we'll go ahead and end it right there. What else did I want to say? There was something... Oh, yeah, down here. You can see that when it comes to getting to 70, I don't know, I'm like... That looks like about 2/3 to me. So, we are closing in. We're at 101,000 XP per hour. It says that I will level in 2.6 hours. So, hopefully, we won't be far away from 70 by the time we're done with Steam Vaults, but we'll find out. That'll be in the next episode. So again, I'm ASAP Grim. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. More importantly, I hope all is well in your neck of the woods, and I'll see you in the next episode where this story continues.
This place. Ain't no such thing as civilized. It's man, so in love with greed, he has forgotten himself and found only